If you want to learn how to make this super uber cute camera, oh my gosh, stay tuned. This is what the prototype looks like. Very simple, very a little bit flatter. This is what it looks like, but still very cute. And this one is what we're going to be creating today together. So stay tuned. I'm going to tell you what you're going to need for ingredients, and then we're going to get started. All right, bye. Okay, so I have here 3 sheets of 12 by 12 paper. Technically you only need 2 sheets of 12 by 12 paper, but since there's going to be variation on where these printed papers are going to go, that's why we're going to be needing 3 sheets. So my plan is on the base or the bottom of the camera, it's going to be just all red. And on the base like this, if you look at this one, like this side, which is a side panel, it's going to be all red. And then the front part, this side is going to be stripes, and then the top part, it's going to be the polka dots. So that's the only reason why. But if you're going to create a prototype for this camera, I suggest just use one color of your plain cardstock just to get you a little bit more comfortable. And so I've made this a couple of times, and I am now at the point where I'm comfortable kind of figuring out what the measurements will be. So we're going to start doing the cutting, okay? And then I'll show you all the ingredients and what are the sizes of them, kind of a summary, just so it's easier to grasp. So we're going to be cutting 2, which is the cover, the top part. We're going to be needing 2 of that, 2 6 by 8s, okay? So I'm going to start with an 8 by 12. And then we're going to cut it at 6. So you're going to notice your camera is going to look like this instead of this. If you want it to look like this, you have to be mindful of where you're going to cut when it comes to orientation. Okay? Next, I'm going to be cutting 2.5 by 12. So we're going to get 3 of that for here, and this is going to be the side panel of the top portion of your camera. And then the last piece, you're going to score that at 4. You're going to cut it at 4 because you only need 2.5 by 4 on the third. So this is 4 by 2.5, and this is 2 strips of 2.5 by 12. That's what you're going to need. And we're going to cut the same thing in red, okay? So now we're going to cut the lens right here. I have some nesting circle dies, and this is 3.5, 3 1/8, and 2 3/4. So you can do a variety of what you want. What I'm doing is I'm just cutting them all together like this, and I'm going to cut them twice, and I'm going to be cutting them in white and in black, and then I'll decide later which layer is which it's going to be. And then I'm going to also be cutting one of this for the clear, one of this for the back portion, and then multiple layers of these from foam board, because I used 3 layers of foam board like this. But I initially wanted to keep this as together when you cut these 2 layers, just so they're all they all nest together. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing right now. We're just going to be cutting. So for this lens, instead of a foam board, we're going to be using this Silly Winks foam sheet from Hobby Lobby. And this is 12 by 18 inches for $1.49. It's very thick and it cuts like butter. So we're going to need 3 of that. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, so midway through die cutting, I realized that I wanted to use the Silly Winks black one. We still cut the same, still this one, but I changed it into black right there. So we have our ingredients for our camera lens, right? So you don't have to make it as dimensional as this. It's up to you. That's your prerogative. This one I use foam board, and you're going to see that it got flattened during the die cutting process. When it comes to this Silly Winks foam sheet, it doesn't get squished so much. You see how like it retained some of its thickness. So we're going to have a taller lens. So the ingredients are, you need a back portion like this, and then you need your foam. I used 3 of that. Your next ingredient is the acetate sheet, which is going to nestle on top right there. And you're going to use your top lens like that. And then if you want a decorative part, so this is already cute, if you want to do a decorative white one, you can. So that's what we're going to be using. So now we've already cut our pieces. We've cut our lens, so we'll put that together later on. With the scraps, I have these Silly Winks foam. If you are unable to find the pot from your Target, you can use these. You can use these as your clicker on the side, and then you can just put a gold or a silver piece in just as the clicker right there. It still has volume. This is 3, and you can do 5 if you want to, just as an option if you cannot find the pot eraser at your Target. This is an option, and it's easier to find, and it's Silly Winks from Hobby Lobby. So let's just review what we have. I have 1 sheet of, I'm calling this like a decorative part. This one, the black, as the decorative portion. We got 2 sheets of, these all 3 are 6 by 8, okay? This one is going to be the red polka dot one. And then we have our strips to be the side panels for the top and the bottom. Okay, now we're going to be scoring. Let's get our scoring tool. So now we're going to score our 6 by 8. So these 2 6 by 8. This is your top and your bottom. At your 6-inch side, okay, let me get my scoring tool. You're going to score at this side, you're going to score a 4, 4.5. 4.5, like this. Okay. And this is where you're going to cut it for your camera, okay? And then when this is what it's going to look like, and then you turn it. After that, you're going to score at 2, 3, 5, and 6. 2, 3, 5, 6. I hope you can see the score marks. If you can't, 2, 3, 5, and 6. These score marks are really important because you have to connect them to each other. So what we're going to do now is we're going to, I think it's easier. So what you're going to cut this here. You're only going to do this one time. Let me get the black one. Maybe that's easier. So I'm going to do 4.5. So 2, 3, 5, and 6. We're just going to use the black as a guide, okay? Because you need a guide. So you're going to cut it here. You're going to cut it on this. And you're going to cut it from here to here. Right there. Turn, and you're going to cut it from the end of the score mark. That's what it's going to look like. That's why you have these score marks. And then you pattern, you cut the others based on this pattern. So I hope you have your coffee or your tea, because yeah, I tried to make this as simple as I could without taking away from the cuteness factor from the project. And so I want to make sure that it retains the cuteness. So this one, I'm turning it because this is what it's supposed to show in the back. That's the only reason why I flipped it. So technically it's a very easy project. It just has a lot of parts that you have to manage because there's a top portion and a bottom portion. Because it's a box that's going to house your mini album, your Disney mini album. So this is what it's gonna look like, right? And then this one is a decorative part. I need for you to score that 2.5. And then you need 3/4 for this bottom part. You need 3/4. This is just a decorative part, since we're talking about this anyways. If you don't want a decorative strip, then you don't have to do this part. You can skip this entirely. You don't even have to cut the third part if you just want the camera in itself. But this one is what this will be. And this is what this will be. Yep. Right there. Let me show you. This is where this is going to be. Isn't that cute? I think it's so cute, you guys. And then this is where our camera lens, let me get it. Isn't that so cute, and Mickey in the middle? So adorable. I think it's gonna be cute. It's gonna be worth your while. Anyway, so that's that portion. We already have that. Now we're gonna go to the side panels. So for all these side panels, so I know that this is going to be my top, and this is going to be, the red is going to be my bottom. So I'm going to label them A, B, and C, okay? And I'm going to use the back portion. So let's put them in order. You have an A, B, and C. So this is my top A, top. Believe me, it's going to help. And this is your bottom. A, B, C, A-B, it means bottom. Okay, it helps labeling it if you're using the same, like you're going to be using just plain paper for all of them. It helps to label them, so that's why I wanted to include it in the tutorial. And A, B, and C have different score marks. That's why we have to label them. Okay, so the first part is you score all of the strips 1/2 inch, all of them. Half an inch on every single strip, all 6 of them. After every strip has been scored, now you go to, this is my A top, A top. Now you're going to start scoring. So for A, you're going to start with 4.5. Next, you're going to score at 6.5. Next, you're going to score at 8 3/8. And then 10 3/8. And 11.5. So don't burnish the 11.5 part, because this is where B top attaches, okay? So you're going to start with 1/2. This is B, and then 5/8. Next is 2 5/8. Next is 7 1/8. And 11.5. 11.5, you don't have to burnish because that's where C top attaches to. Okay? And then for C, you score 1/2 and 3 5/8. And you're going to do the same thing for the other side panel. So the next step is putting all your adhesive on all these sides for both panels, for top and bottom panels. And then I'm going to show you how to assemble them. So you just start attaching them together. I'm going to do it one time, and then right there. And then you remove this one. This tool, the pink tool that I'm using to remove this, is from the Dollar Tree. If you have short nails, or if you have long nails and you don't want it to get messed up. And then you do the same for this side. And then when I come back, we're gonna be assembling it. I'm gonna do a hyperlapse on that one. So now you have both parts assembled. So make sure that they fit snug, because this is gonna hold a good volume. It's going to hold some photos, and make sure that it's sturdy. That's why I suggest use Bazzill cardstock when you create it as a base. It's always good if you do that. So this is what we have. Now we're going to assemble stuff that makes it super cute and pretty. And so I'm going to get my eraser. This is a pot eraser from the Dollar Tree. It's like this, and it's like $1 for I don't know how many pieces. Another option is this one, which is the Silly Winks foam, and this is gonna go here, right there. You can do just this one. It's up to you, whatever's available for you. So whatever's available, use it. It's up to you. But what I'm going to do is, since I have them both available, I'm going to use them both. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 2 layers of the Silly Winks as the clicker, and add the button, the pot eraser from the Dollar Tree, just because they're available anyways. So I'm just using my glue gun to attach that, and then I'm going to attach this one. I think it's super cute. Right there. How cute. And then I'm going to get my gold acrylic from Hobby Lobby. Look how cute that is already. I like it. And then since I have leftover this silly one, I'm going to put it on the other side together with a gold acrylic confetti. I think that's super cute. Right there. And then we're going to put our Mickey Mouse shaker right there. Okay, I'll be back. I'll just assemble my shaker and then I'll show you the finished one. Alright, I just decorated it with some of these shiny Mickey Mouse heads from my friend Tiffany, which is Domestic Fox. Here on YouTube, she sent me these. And then obviously I overloaded the shaker bits, and you can't even see Mickey. That's what I do. I just get too excited with the shaker things, and you can't even see anything. That's why I had to add the Mickey head. I also decorated with some chipboard, and I just glued the chipboard with a glue gun. And yeah, this is it. I hope you try it, give it a go. And don't give up, you know. It has a learning curve when you make this project. Again, this is done manually, and give yourself some grace if there's any kind of mistakes. Just keep on going and try again. It's a worthwhile project to learn, because you don't need a cutting machine to do it. You just need your scoreboard and your trimmer and a bunch of paper, and you can make this one and decorate it as you please. I want to create this one, the camera, using non-Disney paper. I'm sure it's going to be so cute. I'm super excited. Anyway, I hope you give it a try. And as always, please stay safe. Take care. Stay strong. Have a wonderful crafty day. And I hope you can subscribe to my channel. Take care, you guys. This is Christian signing off. Bye.